Welcome friends. In this video we will discuss estimation of power density spectrum from samples of single realization of random process. That is the case where we are using the discrete samples. So analog signal stationary random process XAT is to be sampled and to become XN discrete case, sampled at Nyquist rate or more than Nyquist rate, and sometimes we use the pre-filtering to limit the maximum highest frequency so that we have that Nyquist rate exactly. And xn is samples, discrete samples, which are from n samples, 0 to n minus 1. Uh, let Here the role played by tau in the continuous time domain case, gamma xx tau and r xx tau, and everywhere the tau is continuous time domain time shift is played by m, the discrete parameter, lag parameter. Okay. So when m equal to 0, time average autocorrelation sequence Rxx dash becomes Rxx dash 0, m equal to 0 case 1 upon n, that is sequence xn is autocorrelated with itself xn is autocorrelated with xn. And now suppose in this case we have taken 3 samples only, n equal to 3, so all the 3 samples are multiplied with each other, so n samples are overlapping, 3 samples are overlapping. So that is what we have to time average. So maximum samples are overlapping 1 upon n, and we have this formula. For m equal to 1 case, now we will shift x n plus 1, because now in x n plus 1 to xn we have to check the similarity, and we have seen that we can see that only 2 samples, 0 and 1 sample, are now overlapping. So in general, n minus 1 samples overlap with xn. We had 2 samples because n equal to 3. So number of samples overlap to be counted only 1 upon n minus 1, and limits also stand from 0 to 1 here. So 0 to n minus 2 here, because n is 3, 3 minus 2, 1. Okay. And we have shifted this in the backward direction. Again, second shift, m equal to 2 and x n plus 2, x n 2, it means shifted again, becomes like this. Now only comparing with xn and xn plus 2, xn and xn plus 2 comparing, because it is multiplied. Only one sample, zeroth sample, is overlapped. In general, we have n minus 2 samples overlapped, because 3 minus 2 is 1, only one sample. So, and limits from 0 to 0 here, so 0 to n minus 3 general value, because n is equal to 3, and total samples overlapping are 1 upon n minus 2. Okay. So it is the third iteration, and we have only 3 values in example, so we got here, but in general we have n is equal to 1000 and 100 many times. So generalizing the expression using 3 iterations, we have this expression n minus m, this is always here, and this is always n minus 1 minus this factor n minus m minus 1, and here we have added the m, so it is the general expression for the backward shift or the positive m case. Similarly, we can have the second case for the negative shift, m equal to minus 1 suppose, then it is a positive forward shift. Now x n minus 1 will become less 1, so 2 samples are again overlapped, but in other direction. 1 and 2 will overlap now, and minus 1 samples will overlapping same 1 upon n minus 1, but limits becomes 1 to 2. Now 0 is not to be counted, 1 to 2, so it's 1 to n minus 1. Further we shift it x minus m minus 2, so shift n minus x n minus 2, shifted again forward direction. Now we can see that from xn, this case, only one sample, second number sample, is overlapped. So generalizing the case again, it becomes, because it is always n minus 2, n minus 1, and it is minus m, so it is only the magnitude which is to be minus n 1 upon n minus m modulus. And again, starting point is always shifted, n equal to 1 2, now it is 2 2. Okay, so it is starting point is n equal to modulus of m, and further we have this generalization. So this is the complete expression for the time average autocorrelation sequence, and it is a true expression. Okay. Now, what is the periodogram method? In this method, we use the autocorrelation function and do the Fourier transform of this. So now we have the autocorrelation sequence, and we will do the Fourier transform of this, and this Fourier transform becomes Pxxf and dash. So X and the sequence, we have two kind of autocorrelation: statistical autocorrelation, gamma xx m, time average autocorrelation, rxx m, and for dash it is true. So this is the relation between these two autocorrelation, that expectation of this should be equal to this expectation. Average value of this autocorrelation should be equal to this one. Now for this, it was observed that for large value of m, Rxxm has large variance. In previous state, we can find that when m is equal to n, for large value of n, it becomes unstable, 1 upon infinite, 1 upon 0, 1 upon 0, infinite. So this the true expression is not working for the large values. Okay, here also it is written. So when m approaches n, fewer data points enter into the estimate for large lags. So another estimate is to be used, and we have modified the estimate, modified the true estimate by skipping this n from the denominator, and 1 upon n, the estimated, this is new estimate, we call it new estimate always, new estimate, and that was true estimate. Okay, and this new estimate is now this one, and we will calculate the power spectral density using new estimate. Okay, as the true statistical autocorrelation sequence is related with this factor, we have seen it. So we can find it. Rxxm, we have put the value Rxxm, it is true autocorrelation function. Okay, because it is true sequence. Now let us find the estimated average. We have find the estimated autocorrelation function, and finding its estimate average Rxxm, 1 upon putting the value Rxxm here, Rxxm we put, and then do some mathematics, multiply divided by n minus m, taking out common n minus m by n, and it, inside 1 upon n minus m will be there, and this expression is the same as that of Rxx dash m, or this expression. Okay, so by using this equation, we can modify this case as gamma xx m, obviously, and we can see now that the true autocorrelation and the estimated version are related with some factor. N can be, this expression can be written like 1 minus m upon n, and so conclusion of this, that if n tends to infinite, for large values n tends to infinite, then this factor becomes 0, then this estimate is exactly equal to that of true autocorrelation function. Okay, so we can use that, this estimate, our new estimate, can be used as consistent estimate of gamma xx m. Here I should write something. So this is the things we have told. So power density spectrum using our new estimate Rxxm can be calculated by using the Fourier transform again. Using the Fourier transform of this Rxxm, we have that Pxxf, and remember it is for by the new estimate. Okay, and this is R axis M. And further we can use mathematics like that. We can break the limits. Suppose minus 7 to plus 7, minus 7 to plus 7. For that case, for n equal to 8, suppose it becomes minus 7 to 7, minus 7, minus 1, and 0 to 7. So we are taking the positive limits and negative limits because our functions have two values in positive domain. In negative domain, we have two values. So we are putting this simply. In positive value, we are putting the value of Rxxm. In negative domain, we are putting the Rxxm again from this expression, and breaking the exponent in two parts by plus n minus n. We can break the exponent in two parts and find that by rearranging, find that it is nothing but the Fourier transform in complex form. It is nothing but the Fourier transform in exact form, and finding that both the Fourier transform have the same magnitude, so magnitude is same. And finally, Fourier transform xj2 pi f can be written as xf for simplicity. So it is the final power density spectrum. Pxf is equal to 1 upon n xf square, and it is, remember, it is Fourier transform of Rxxm. Okay, it is the periodogram. So finding the periodogram, we have to do what? We have to simply Fourier transform the signal and squaring the magnitude and dividing by number of samples. Now average value of periodogram estimate Pxf is exp Pxf, that is statistical average, because Pxf has to calculate the gamma xx actually. Okay, so E Pxf is equal to E, we the same value Pxf and E can be inside, E can be inside. Now Rxm has the function Rxm, we have to know the value. This is in previous case we have already calculated. In the last to last slide we have calculated that this is Rxm is equal to this one. So taking the results, we put the results here, and further we can put this expression as a new expression gamma xxm, that sign, and analyzing this equation first. Now we have to analyze this equation. What we see that Bartlett saw that it is a mathematical expression which is nothing but a window function, because it is a triangular type window, and it is also called as Bartlett window, because when, suppose for n equal to 5, I have plotted a window for n equal to 5. It has minus 4 to plus 4 samples, that is 1 minus 0. First sample 0 by 5, second is 1 by 5, 1 minus 1 by 5, second, third is 1 minus 2 by 5, fourth is 1 minus 4 by 5, last is 1 minus 5 by 5, it is 0. So it has minus 4 to 4 samples, and all samples are decreasing in both the sides, positive and negative sides. So it is a triangular window. We have seen it is in filters, DSP filter design. So Bartlett told that this autocorrelation can be passed through this triangular window, and then we call it a windowed autocorrelation function. This is passing, it is multiplying actually. And Bartlett window is the omega b, we can call it symbolic form WB, W for window, B for Bartlett, WBm equal to 1 minus m by n, this mathematical expression. And for a transform we can calculate it obviously. So we can see the relation that gamma xxm and gamma xf are Fourier transform pair, autocorrelation pair. And further, windowed autocorrelation means we have to pass this gamma xxm through a window on WBM. Okay, here this is, we have to pass. Okay, so passing. Now convolution theorem says that multiplication in time domain means convolution frequency domain. So in when we do the Fourier transform of this, it is multiplication time domain, so it becomes convolution frequency domain. Again we are reiterating that omega bm and omega bf are Fourier transform pair, gamma xxm and gamma xxf are Fourier transform pair. Convolution theorem says that If we are multiplying in frequency domain, it becomes convolution in time domain. If we are multiplying in time domain, it is convolution in frequency domain. So we are using this result, and now we have that omega bm, and it is multiplying, and we have to calculate the Fourier transform of this windowed function. Fourier transform of this windowed function is EPXXF from the last expression. Okay, and this becomes convolution of both the functions in frequency domain, and it is the convolution formula. Now we are generalizing the expression. It is a final expression that E expectation of power density spectrum is WBF convolution with gamma XXF, where WBF is the Fourier transform of Bartlett window, and it is Fourier transform of autocorrelation function, and it is mathematical expression of convolution. So what we do that this true autocorrelation, this true autocorrelation function in frequency domain is passed through a window to got the mean of estimated power density spectrum. Okay, mean of estimated power density spectrum, because this power density spectrum is to be calculated by the estimated autocorrelation function RXXM, not the RXX dash M. Okay, so mean of estimated power density spectrum is a smooth version. Smooth means it is passing through the window, smoothing the window. Smooth version of true power density spectrum. True power density spectrum. When we pass some signal to smooth window, then we obviously neglect some of the samples. Suppose we have infinite duration sample and we pass through it to 100 size window, then we neglect all other samples other than 100 samples. So obviously we limit the sequence. So it suffers from the spectral leakage problem, which are due to the finite number of data points, because infinite data points are now passing through the window becomes finite data points. So it becomes definitely suffers from spectral leakage. First problem is this one. Second problem, in practice, periodogram is not a consistent estimate of true power density spectrum. Okay, this estimate is not a true estimate of that of true power spectral density because of that spectral leakage, obviously, and also it does not converge to the true power density spectrum when n approaches to infinite. Whereas we have seen that autocorrelation function, autocorrelation function RXXM can be used as consistent estimate of statistical autocorrelation function. It is time average version, it is statistical average version. So time average version is a true estimate, consistent estimate, but its power density spectrum is not. PXXF and gamma XXF are not. When we put the n approaches to infinite in this case, it not becomes here in this one. Okay. So these are two disadvantages, and further we have to find the performance characteristics of periodogram. We have some performance parameter q quality parameter, that is it is square of mean upon variance ratio of these two values, and for this case square of mean, that is average, EPXF is the average value and it is square, and variance of power density spectrum, that is okay. So we have to calculate these two values. EPXF, we know that it is the convolution. It is the convolution of two factors gamma xx and omega b. And variance is this given by this formula. We will not derive the variance, simply finding the quality factor. Fourier transform of omega b WBN Bartlett window is given by WBF, and we can calculate this Bartlett window Fourier transform for this function, but we are not calculating here. This is the WBN 1 minus m by n. This is a Bartlett function, and we can calculate Fourier transform of this, and after calculating Fourier transform, this is the expression. For large value of n, when n is infinite and n is very large, we are interested in this case only, because in general we have n is very large. Limit n tends to infinite, e average value should approach this one, gamma xx f, and limit n variance should approach gamma xx f square. Okay, for large value. So putting these two values, gamma xx square f, gamma xx square f, obviously gamma xx f putting and squaring it, and it is gamma xx square f. So both are same, it is 1. So it is the limitation that for quality factor, QA is fixed and independent of data length n, which is poor quality of this estimate. Whatever be n, whatever the highest value of n, it is 100,000 and anything, it is always the same. After a particular value, it is always the same. Also, its variance does not approaches to 0. Its variance does not approaches to 0 when n tends to infinite. It should not be this one, it should approach to 0. If it is a 0, then it is 0 here and quality factor becomes infinite. Also, its variance does not approach to 0 as n approaches to, so it is not a consistent also. So we have seen the periodogram method and we have seen the limitations of periodogram method and performance characteristics of periodogram method. So in the next part, in the next video, we will discuss the non-parametric methods for power spectrum estimation, that is Bartlett, Blackman, Tukey and Welch methods. Okay, thank you very much for watching.